Once again, rest in peace to Ace. This time we're actually doing a review of an album that he played on. Kiss Unplugged. Stay tuned for the end because I got a surprise. So it starts off with Coming Home, off Hotter Than Hell. Okay, so this is them doing a acoustic guitar thing for music television. Most well-known group to do this was Nirvana, but other acts have done this. Coming Home's alright. Then you got Plaster Caster from Love Gun. Then another Gene song, Going Blind from Hotter Than Hell. Do You Love Me off Destroyer. Domino off their, at that point, most recent album, Revenge. One of the 2 Revenge tracks on here. Sure Know Something off Dynasty. Roll Without Heroes, surprisingly, off Music from the Elder, because they never play anything off Music from the Elder. They hate that album. They pretend like it doesn't exist. And Rock Bottom off Dress to Kill. That was a really good rendition. I actually have Dress to Kill on vinyl, and I might do a review on it. See You Tonight off Gene's solo album. I Still Love You, which is the only song off Creatures of the Night on here. The other Revenge track, Every Time I Look at You. It's pretty. It's a pretty song. Then after that, Paul says, we got a couple members of the family in here. So the first 11 songs were played by Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Bruce Kulick, and Eric Singer. And Bruce's lead guitar work on here, emulating Ace on most of these songs. Vinny on I Still Love You. But yeah. And by the way, on I Still Love You, Paul is screaming to the top of his lungs. Does not perform it the way he does on the album. Next, Ace comes in and sings 2000 Man off Dynasty, which is technically a Rolling Stones cover of At Their Satanic Majesty's Request, or whatever that album was called. The Kiss version always, Ace always, but I'm surprised that for Ace they gave him a cover song instead of like Shock Me or, okay, New York Groove is a cover, but it's a better cover, it's a more well-known cover. Like, Shock Me was the first song Ace ever sang with the group. They could have given him Shock Me, Rocket Ride. Oh, wait, they never play Rocket Ride live. Even though it was a studio track on a live album, Alive 2. Next, Peter's song Beth off Destroyer. This time it's played on acoustic guitars, tuned a half step down. No piano, shockingly enough. Then it goes into a duet between the 2 drummers, Peter Criss and Eric Singer, for Nothing to Lose. I also have the self-titled off their first album, which I own on cassette tape. I have the version that has Kissing Time on it. But it would be much better if it was a duet between Gene and Peter. And then it goes into Rock and Roll All Night, because of course it does. A Kiss concert / live album / greatest hits album without Rock and Roll All Night is sacrilege. But I gotta say, the Steve Omit Wave Group cover that was in Guitar Hero 3 / Guitar Hero Arcade is still better. Also on Beth, Peter's voice sounds shredded. Like, it must have been an off night for him. And for Rock and Roll All Night, of course, Gene does the metal growl. I much prefer the Revenge version of Domino. I've never heard Every Time I Look at You before, but now I want to, because it's very pretty with the strings on it. And also, on the second verse of Rock and Roll All Night, Ace and Peter both sing parts. I'm surprised Paul doesn't sing at all on that song. Aside from those clap those hands, I want everybody to clap those. And it's funny that the only time the piano player shows up to play is on Every Time I Look at You, and I don't hear any piano on that song. It's just the acoustic guitars and the strings. Also, here's a poster of photographs. Yeah, like, and the DVD has more. It's funny, the vinyl and the DVD have extra songs. I'm surprised they didn't play anything off. Like, I'm surprised they didn't play more of their bigger hits aside from Beth and Rock and Roll All Night, because I wonder how acoustic variants of Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, Strutter, Deuce, Black Diamond, Love Gun, Creatures of the Night, and Lick It Up would sound. So they play a couple songs off Hotter Than Hell, a couple songs off Dressed to Kill, a song off Love Gun, a song off Music from the Elder, a song off one of the solo albums, shockingly not Aces, a couple songs off Dressed to Kill, a couple songs off Dynasty, a couple songs off Revenge. I'm surprised Unholy and God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too didn't make the set list. A song off their debut. And they did play Heaven's on Fire at that show. And they played another Revenge track. I forget which one. They also played a version of Hard Luck Woman off Rock and Roll Over, this time with Paul singing instead of Peter, shockingly enough. I forget what else they played. Oh yeah, a country version of God of Thunder, which sounds like it came out of a VeggieTales cartoon. What can I say? Guys, you're from New York. You know nothing about country. Folk, maybe. Y'all could do like Simon and Garfunkel variants. On second thought, no. I do not want to know how that sounds. But this is what led up to the 96 reunion tour, Psycho Circus, the farewell tour, and Eric's. And y'all know who apparently let's see, was a production coordinator on this? Tommy Thayer. Yeah, he should have stayed behind the scenes and never did any. He should have never replaced Ace in that Spaceman makeup in 2003 or whatever. Like, seriously. And Eric Singer had so much more talent when he had blonde hair and they didn't make him wear that stupid cat makeup like he's Peter Criss. But, you know what's funnier than Unplugged sessions? Like I might start this on my channel. Ukulele sessions. That would have been hilarious. Also, they didn't play anything off Asylum. They didn't play anything off Lick It Up. They didn't play anything off Unmasked. They didn't play anything off Hot in the Shade. Forever probably should have been a given. That would have sounded interesting. But yeah, Kiss, MTV Unplugged, Forever. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.